Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram.
Hey guys, welcome to our first class in our Yoga Beginner series that we're going to do this year for Cerulean Project. Today is going to be a 15-minute session. It's just going to be a real kind of chill warm-up. We're going to just kind of focus on some of the warm-up aspects. Hopefully we'll get to a sun salutation, which will be really cool. And then, we'll send you on your way. So we'll offer some modifications for anybody who has any sort of restrictions or injuries or accommodations that need to be made, such as putting your knees down in certain positions and things like that. So just giving yourself some more support. But we'll go over those as they come up. Looking forward to sharing this with you guys. And let's get started. So find yourself a comfortable space. Hopefully you have a yoga mat that you can work on. If not, just a surface that is non-slippery, so any sort of floor. So try not to do yoga in socks or anything like that. You just want to find something where you can have good grip on the ground. It's really important with doing some of these, so that you have some of these poses, so that you have the stability when you're in those poses. And if you're sliding, you can run the risk of stretching too far beyond your capabilities and resulting in injury and things of that manner. So just try and give yourself the best support and doing yoga. So we'll find ourselves in a comfortable seated position on the mat. If you do need to modify this, if sitting just cross-legged is uncomfortable, you can always put a blanket underneath. You can fold it a couple of times and just get your seat up a little bit. That should help if sitting cross-legged flat on the floor is bothersome to you at all. So this is one of the modifications that you can take in. This is also a really great way if you want to just meditate or do just the breathing aspects of yoga. Yoga is a lot of things, and people have this idea that yoga is very much just poses and these very kind of extravagant, very strong poses, but really yoga can just be breathing. There's yoga nidra, which is essentially like yoga rest. You'll go into kind of you don't necessarily sleep, but you'll go into kind of a very meditative you kind of ride the line between awake and asleep, which is really cool. There's restorative yoga, which is very slow and very gentle. And you can go all the way up into some of the other things that are flows and these more powerful, more kind of demanding poses, different asanas. So we're going to just start with just a very kind of basic. We'll start with some breathing today. We're going to do a little bit of movement to really help our thoracic area, our lower back. Those are areas that have typically caused me problems in the past, working at a computer, growing old, things like that. We'll work on our knees a little bit, our legs, whether we're standing or whether we're running or walking. There's a demand on all of that. So we'll do that, a little bit of wrist work, shoulder work. So we're going to really kind of work on the floor at the beginning, working on a lot of these things. I'm going to show you a couple of modifications to cat-cow, which is really exciting. It's really helping me with my lower back pain and really helping open up the vertebrae in that. So I'm excited. Let's get started. So like I said, find yourself a comfortable seated position. If you need to put a blanket underneath, do that. And we're going to start breathing and deep. And so there's a breath that you really want to do. It's this it sounds like Darth Vader, people will say, and it's really creating tapas or fire inside of us. So I don't know if you guys can hear me, but you're really trying to draw in a lot of air through your nose into your belly. Really feel your diaphragm fill up and your belly fill up, and it's all the way down. And as soon as you fill, and then all the way out. Push it out. Make that sound. You want to sound like Darth Vader in that. So we'll practice that a bit. You want to sit here? And one thing to help if you're feeling fatigued or anything, like this is a lot to ask, just try and relax. You can put your hands on your knees for a little bit of support. Think about a golden thread coming, starting at the base of your spine and coming up and going through the top of your head and pulling your spine up towards the sky and lifting you up and getting the light through all of your vertebrae and all of that. And it kind of stands you up. And think about that. Hold on to that golden thread lifting you up as we begin to breathe. In, out. In, out. And as you begin to breathe deeply in this manner, you should be able to feel heat beginning to generate inside of you. You always want to keep breathing. A real trick to yoga is you never want to hold your breath in a pose. You always want to move with the breath. If you're holding your breath in a pose, there's a risk for injury, overstretching, so you're always breathing in and out, and you're really trying to build up this warmth, this rhythm inside of you. Because we're going to go into poses and we're going to hold this breath. We're going to hold that pose for 3 breaths, 4 breaths, and then we're going to come out. So you want to just make sure I'm filling my body with all of this space, and now I'm finding that space as I breathe out, pulling the belly button to the spine as you breathe out. Deep breath in, big breath out. Now we're going to start by gently dropping our chin to our chest and rotating our head, right ear towards right shoulder. Come around, and on the exhale, left ear towards left shoulder. Bring it back down, let your chin find your chest again. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. We're going in reverse. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking my head gently around and opening up the vertebrae. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. And be very gentle on this. We're working with the neck right now, so just be very gentle in finding that rhythm. And inhale, take your ear to your shoulder. Exhale, opposite ear, opposite shoulder. Let's do a couple more of these. On your next breath, bring your head back to center. Again, golden thread coming through the top of your head, creating space and length in the spine. We're still breathing deeply. Let's find our breath again. Now, if you're oriented as I am on this mat, we're going to come and turn so we're lengthwise on our mat. Let's stick our legs straight out in front of us. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward a little bit. Inhale. Rise up. Exhale. Fold forward just ever so gently. Inhale. And exhale. We're just finding a rhythm and where we feel good. And maybe where our limits are. And some of our limits might just be here. And maybe just a little bit. Let's bring our feet together. You can kind of rock back and forth on your sit bones. Find space in here. You can use your elbows to kind of press down on your inner side of your thighs if you want. Or again, we're just breathing. So inhale. Exhale. Press down just a little bit. Inhale, release. Exhale, press down just a little bit. Gentle, or just being gentle. 2 more breaths. Bring our legs back out in front of us. We're going to do Lord of Fishes here. So bring your right leg up and then cross it over. You can see it's on the outside of my left knee. Sit up straight, golden thread, arms out in front of us. Take your left shoulder over your right knee and twist. This is a more advanced move, but I feel with some of the movement we just did, inhale and exhale, that it would be a good release. And release, come back to center. Release your right leg out in front of you. And now just repeat with the opposite side. So left foot comes up, cross over to the outside of your right knee. Inhale, up. Exhale, find the space, rotate over. You're pushing this right elbow against your left knee. Keep that space, that length in your spine. Inhale and exhale. Come back to center. Good job, everyone. A modification for that is you can just bring it up. You don't have to move your foot over to the other side. You can just gently twist. You can even just bring your elbow up onto the top of your knee if that's a modification in the future, if that felt just too much. So you don't have to cross your foot over. Just slide it back. Find the length in your spine. Exhale, come over. Just bring your elbow to the top of your knee and just twist. You're feeling a lot of the twist through that thoracic area. So that's a great modification for that one. Let's go back to our breathing. Inhale. Exhale, big breath out. Inhale. Big breath out. Let's roll over. We're going to come up onto our hands and knees in the tabletop position for some cat and cow. Spread your fingers out wide underneath you. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Toes are planted. We're going to start at our hips. So inhale. Belly's going to drop. Gaze is going to come up. Exhale. Spine's going to round. Into our cat. Inhale. Belly's dropping down. Up. Exhale. Pull the belly button to the spine. Inhale. Fill that belly. Exhale. Belly button to the spine. Inhale, deep breath. Exhale. Empty everything out. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Let's come back to neutral. Come back to tabletop. One of the modifications that I've been learning recently to help with my lower back is to act like a whip as I'm going through this motion. So I'll keep my hips will start, but my chest is going to be the last thing that comes up. So I'll inhale and it goes up. And you can kind of begin this undulation. And as that begins to happen, you're going to create space in the spine. And that's really what we're trying to create here with dropping the belly button away and then pulling the belly button in. And you're getting all of that space over the top of your back. Let's go back to our breath. Inhale. And exhale. Let's take it back into child's pose. So from here, spread your knees out the width of the mat. Rock your sit bones back. Slowly walk your hands out in front of you if you can find more space. We're going to breathe into our lower back here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Feel the lower back filling up on the inhale. And on the exhale, find that space and just a gentle massage. On the next inhale, let's come up back into tabletop. Child's pose is really grounding. So we're going to do kind of a one between. So we're going to drop back onto our sit bones, walk your hands back closer to your knees so you're upright. From here, we're going to do cat-cow. This is really going to work on our upper thoracic area. So inhale, belly button fills. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, gaze comes up. Exhale, round the back. Find the space, nice and gentle. Inhale, come up. Exhale, around the spine. You can try this whip if you want. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. Let's come back to our tabletop position. Let's sit back into a cross-legged position now. We're going to do a little bit of work on our wrists and our shoulders. So you can come back into a cross-legged seated position. Add a blanket underneath if you need to. I'll do this modification so you guys can see. That gets me up just a little bit. And from here, we're going to take our hands out, wrap them around our knees, and slowly just lean back. Feeling a stretch in our wrists and our forearms. Remember, inhale. And exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more breath. And exhale. Begin to lean forward, taking the pressure off of your wrists. You can bring them out in front of you. We're just going to do a couple of loops. Let's go in reverse. Let's come back to center. So in this one, we're going to do part of what's known as eagle, and I'll get into the dasanas, I'll get into the Sanskrit in our later courses, but I'm going to keep everything very westernized for you in the beginning. So we're going to take our arm out in front of us, cross it over, bring your opposites up, right arm straight out in front of us, bring it over, left arm comes up, meets at the elbows, and just kind of gently pull it across. Bringing a good stretch through the shoulder here. 2 more breaths. If this is too much, just back off a little bit. You can keep your arm out in front of you. You can always start with your arm out in front of you. Bring your left arm underneath and wrap up. And then slowly begin to work it towards your left side until you find your limit and your range of motion. 2 more breaths. And this next breath, and exhale, release, come back to center. Let's do the opposite side. Inhale, left arm comes up, right arm wraps around, elbows meet. Make an L and begin to work it slowly around. We're doing a bit of thoracic and a bit of shoulder work here. Deep inhale, deep exhale. I've had shoulder problems with my other shoulder, and I used to not be able to do this on that side, so it's nice being able to feel it again. On our next breath, exhale, bring it back to center, shake it out. Just kind of move around on your exhales and inhales. Find what works for you, see if there's any sort of restrictions happening. Okay, let's make our way back to tabletop. We're going to work on another thoracic through. Oh, I'm way over time. This is turning into a half-hour class. All right, so we're gonna inhale, arm comes up, thread it through underneath, and just let it lay here for 2 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. All right, next inhale, let's come up. Arm out in front of you, back down, spread your fingers wide. Our next inhale, bring our right arm up, and it's gonna come through. We're gonna thread the needle underneath. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, back down. And we're gonna wrap up this class in the next few minutes, seeing as I went 15 minutes over. So I apologize. Thank you for sticking with me this time. Let's go back to a comfortable seated position. Let's do a couple of deep breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's orient ourselves so we're lengthwise on the mat. We're going to roll, bring your feet up, and we're going to roll under our back, vertebrae by vertebrae. You can hold on to your knees if you need. You can just roll back like a ball. Hug your knees into your chest, and we're just going to roll on our spine and just kind of massage it. Still breathing deeply. Pull your knees in tight to your chest. Deep breaths. From here, reach through the inside of your legs and try and grab your toes. We're going to go into happy baby pose. So grab your toes and then spread out your legs, just your feet, and just play with this here. We're slowing our breath down. We're still deep breathing, but we're just giving a lot of love and tenderness to our spine right now and our hips. On your next exhale, let's bring our feet back to the floor. Knees are bent. From here, inhale your right foot up onto your right knee. So we're going to bring it up so you can bring your right knee towards your chest. Rotate your foot inwards onto your left knee. Now this might be where it just feels good for you. You can stay here. Keep breathing into that belly. If you want a deeper stretch, take your hands, reach through, and find your shin and roll up. This is a modified pretzel. This will prepare us for pigeon pose, so breathing deep into it. You can get more out of it if you flex your foot that is on top of your knee. You can flex both feet also to get more out of it. On the next exhale, let's bring it back down. Foot comes to the floor. Unlock your right leg. Take that foot back to the floor. Inhale, bring your left knee towards your left chest. Left foot goes on top of your right knee. And again, this might just be good. You can stay here. You can push gently against the inside of your bent leg that's up. I'm pushing on my left leg right now. I can feel a bit of work happening through my left hip. I'll get a bit more stretch by rolling up, sliding my hands through and grabbing my right shin and pulling it towards me. Flex both of your feet to get even a greater stretch. 2 breaths. And the next exhale, and release. Bring your feet back down to the floor. Take your feet mat width. We're going to do windshield wipers. So on the inhale, drop both knees to the left and bring them back up center, and exhale over to the right. Find the rhythm that works for you. We're just gently moving our knees back and forth, laying them down. Inhale up to center, exhale, both knees go to the left. Inhale back up to center, exhale, both knees go to the right. Inhale back up to center, exhale to the left. One more, inhale, bring them up. Great job. Let's roll back up, hug your knees into your chest. Roll on your spine a little bit, just massage it. You can roll back and forth, depending on how far you want to go. From here, we're going to extend our legs out. We're going to find ourselves in a comfortable position, laying on the floor. We're going to do a short savasana here. Feel the weight of your bones on the mat. Your body's getting heavy. Start to lighten your breath. Try not to think of anything. The to-do lists come in, thoughts come in, just let them go by. Recognize them and let them keep going. We're just focusing on our breath and the nothingness. Just going to spend another minute or two here in Shavasana. Just a moment just to cool down. Try not to think. Let your body rest. Let your mind rest. Slowly begin to move your fingers and your toes. Your eyes are still closed. Starting to bring awareness back to your body. I like to rub my fingertips together. Feel the grain of my fingers against each other. Spread your toes out. Begin to deepen the breath. When you're ready, roll onto your right side. From here, you can push your way up into a comfortable seated position, keeping your eyes closed. I want to thank you all for joining me today in this overtime beginner yoga series. Thank you for sticking with me for the full length of this. I really appreciate it. Let's bring our hands together. Rub them together, bring them to heart center. Big inhale. Big exhale, begin to flutter the eyes open. Big inhale. Big exhale. If you'd like to Om with me, this is what we'll do on the next one. Inhale. One more. Inhale. Namaste, my friends. Thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day.